Okay, Wildcats. Today you're looking at Friday, May 11th, Real World Trigonometry on page 84. All right, so before we go into the example or the notes, just a couple things. There's not going to be a video for May 14th for Real Trigonometry. That's just going to be an assignment day where you do it in class. No video for Twitch 12. No video for the trigonometry project. We'll introduce that day. Same with this trigonometry project and the straw rocket. So basically, this should be the last video for until we get to basically the test 11 review. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Okay, so with that, if you would update your table of contents. All right, now your table of contents are updated. Let's take a look at our notes. All right. Page 84. Not real-world trigonometry. Solving trigonometric word problems. Step 1, draw the picture. Step 2, choose the appropriate trig ratio. Step 3, solve for the side or angle. Step 4, write a sentence explaining the solution. Okay, so if you would update your notes. All right, now your notes are updated. Let's take a look at the examples. All right. It says solve the imaginary real-world trigonometry word problems. Round all answers to the nearest whole number. Answer the question in complete sentences. All right. Example 1. The Empire State Building stands 850 feet tall. How far away are you standing if the angle of elevation is 42 degrees? So the first thing you want to do is draw the picture. Okay. So here we have the Empire State Building. Okay, which we know is 850 feet tall. Okay, it says our angle of elevation is 42 degrees. Remember, angle of elevation is when you're looking up. Angle of depression is when you're looking down. So now it says how far away are you standing? So that's x. Okay, so we think about which trig function. So SOHCAHTOA. Okay, so it looks like we have opposite and adjacent, so we're going to use TOA. So tangent of 42 degrees equals 850, the opposite, divided by adjacent x. Okay, we're going to divide this by 1, so we have a ratios, and we can cross multiply and divide. So here we get x times the tangent of 42 degrees equals 850 times 1 is 850. Okay, now to solve for x, we divide tangent of 42 degrees by both sides. And so we have x equals 850 divided by tangent of 42 degrees. All right, now, so to put this in your calculator, okay, first thing you want to do is you want to go to settings, document settings, and make sure your calculator is in degree mode. If it's not, if it's in radian mode, you need to change it to degree, and then make sure you say make default. Don't press OK, make default, because you want anytime the calculator is doing anything, you want to go to default degree. Okay, so press enter, and again. All right, so now to calculate, we're going to press Control divide, 850 divided by trig. We're going to press the trig button, which the trig button is right here. Trig tangent of 42. So that's 944.021. Okay. So now you want to conclude with a sentence. So you'd say that You are standing and you can go ahead and round this to a whole number when you're standing. So standing 944 feet away. If you have room, you could say away from the Empire State Building, but just saying 944 feet away would be fine. All right, so now let's take a look at example 2. All right, example 2. From the top of a tower, the angle of depression to a stake on the ground is 60 degrees. The tower is 80 feet tall. How far is the stake from the base of the tower? So you want to draw your picture and label. So here we have our tower. Okay, we know that the tower is 80 feet tall. No, this is 90. I forgot there, that's 90. Okay, now it says from the top of the tower, the angle of depression. So now we're looking down from the tower. So that's angle of depression. So since we're looking down, this is our angle of depression, 60 degrees. You'll notice it makes a triangle. Now, if this is 60, this is 30. And if this is 30, this is 60 degrees. Okay, so now we can use this triangle. So it says, how far is the stake from the base? The stake is right here. So that's x. So we look at SOHCAHTOA, we look at, well, we have opposite over adjacent, so we're using tangent. So tangent of 60 degrees equals opposite, which is 80, divided by adjacent, which is x. At that point, you're going to cross multiply and divide. So that's x tangent of 60 degrees equals 80. Then divide both sides by tangent of 60. That divides and becomes 1. So x equals 80 divided by tangent of 60. Our calculator is already in degree mode. So we're going to press Control Divide. And then we're going to press 80 divided by, we're going to press the trig button. And then tangent of 60 degrees. So that is 46.188 feet. All right, so you're going to conclude with a sentence. So you would say the stake is, you can round to the whole number when you answer, 46 feet from the base. All right, let's take a look at example 3. All right, it says a ladder leaning against a house makes an angle of 30 degrees with the ground. The foot of the ladder is 7 feet from the house. How long is the ladder? So you want to draw your picture and label. So this is your house. Okay, this is your ladder, which we don't know the ladder's length. Let's call that x. It says it's 30 degrees with the ground. And it says the foot of the ladder is 7 feet from the house. So there's 7. All right, so we look at which trig function to use. Well, we have adjacent over hypotenuse, so we're going to use cosine. So cosine of 30 degrees equals adjacent, which is 7, divided by x, which is the hypotenuse. So again, you're going to cross multiply and divide. So that's x cosine of 30 degrees equals 7. Divide both sides by cosine of 30 degrees. This becomes 1, so you get x equals 7 divided by cosine of 30, which plug into your calculator. So Control Divide. 7 divided by And trig button's right here. Cosine of 30 degrees, which is 8.083. All right, so we conclude the sentence. So we could say the ladder is 8 feet long. All right, let's look at example 4. You are flying a kite. You let out 80 meters of string, and the angle of elevation with the ground is 40 degrees. If the string is stretched tight, how high is the kite above the ground? All right, so here's our kite. Here's a string, which we know is 80 meters. Okay, we know the angle with the ground is 40 degrees, and we're looking for the height of the kite. So that's x. All right, so we look at which trig to use. Well, we have opposite over hypotenuse, so we're going to use sine. So sine of 40 degrees equals the height, which is opposite, so x, hypotenuse, which is 80. We cross multiply, so x times 1 is 1x equals 80 times sine of 40 degrees, which we can plug that in our calculator. So we press Control Divide. Actually, no, we don't need Control Divide, just 80 times trig sine of 40, which is 51.423 meters. All right. So we would conclude that the kite height is 51 meters. All right, now at this point, if you understood all the examples, start working on the assignment. If you had some questions and some struggle with the examples, be ready to be working in the teacher-led station with me, and I'll start working on the assignment with you in class on Friday, May 11th. Okay, so with that, have a wonderful Wildcat